Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to another episode of Train Simulator Classic. Today you are joining us on the Midland Main Line with, as you can see, an HST. Don't we just love the HSTs? Of course. Today we are in the VP185 from Armstrong Powerhouse. Recently released. There is a link in the video description down below if you want to go check this out. Of course, in a more modern East Midlands Trains livery. Isn't that stunning? I really did like this livery. It was such a shame that they got rid of it. The new East Midlands Railway livery, not quite the same, is it? It's not as bright, it's not as vibrant. It's sort of that dingy purple. I'm not a fan. Admittedly, it does suit the 810. What are they called now? The 810 something or others. They've got that funny name. It's not an Evora, is it? That's an MCV bus. Flipping heck! I cannot think for the life in me what they call them. Evero. Something, is it Evero? No, that's what Avanti call their Hitachi's. Oh my lord, so many names for them. Yeah, not entirely sure. But yeah, we're here with this HST back in the olden days, as it very much were. Of course, no HSTs, no 319s, which you've just seen at Bedford there. It's, yeah, literally everything you see on this route doesn't operate anymore. How mental is that? But we are heading to London at St Pancras on a fantastic scenario, 1 Charlie 22 by Mr. Dreamliner. There's actually a link to this scenario as well, should you want to play along at home. But yeah, we're hurtling along. This pack, £24.99, but if you do own some of the other packs, mainly the MTU pack from Armstrong Powerhouse, then it will be £14.99. You'll get £10 off this pack, which is good. Now, obviously, yeah, more modern day. I think last time I did that video on the Intercity HST, it didn't actually do as well as I thought it was going to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, quite a few views, but I thought that, like, you know, new pack, exciting, everyone wants to, you know, see that. Yeah, it didn't do quite as well as I thought, probably because, you know, we're all a little bit younger, aren't we? I mean, even I don't know Intercity, and I'm a dinosaur, for goodness sake, or as many of you frequently tell me, I am older. So yeah, something more modern, I think, for everyone's palates. Although even then, there'll be some of you watching that probably won't even remember 319s on the flipping network up and down here, and that really does make me feel quite old. So yeah, we're 118 mile an hour, quite a slow service. It is a crisp, chilly March morning in 2015. I had not yet started on the railway then. I started in Leeds Ticket Office May. Oof, Meridian going the other way. May 2015, so I've just been over just over 10 years. We're in charge of 1 Charlie 22, the East Midlands train service 0746 from Sheffield to London at St Pancras. We take over between Bedford and the capital, running non-stop on the fast lines. The height of the commuter rush has just passed, but the Thameslink core remains busy. We need to stay alert for signals and pathing delays. Oh, look at that, very nice, 387. Oof. Your book time arrival into St Pancras is 10:05. Work the HST steadily through the suburbs and into St Pancras beneath the pale, late winter, misty sky. On arrival, the set runs empty to Cricklewood Depot under a different crew for servicing, before later returning in the morning on a Nottingham-bound working. Enjoy. It's, you know what, I really, really love Mr. Dreamliner's scenarios. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've already played this one, just to check that it works more than anything, because I know that Train Sim Classic can be a little bit temperamental, can't it? But yeah, it's a really, really good scenario. And as I say, if you do like what you've seen today, links to the trains and links to the scenarios are posted down below, so please do make sure you check those out. I wish I could tell you lots of interesting facts about the route. I actually don't sign this route. I've never worked a train down this route in my life, so yeah, please accept my apologies. We'd better actually put the vigilance on. I thought we were a bit quiet. Yeah, I've never worked a train down here, so I'm not entirely sure what each of the tunnels are, which each of the stations are. I could probably tell you when we're at Luton, which, you know, you see planes going overhead. Of course, forgot to mention we are on the Midland Main Line, the Armstrong Powerhouse Enhanced Midland Main Line. I really, really do wish that AP would turn their attention and do route enhancements for other routes, as much as I love this route. And I would imagine that Armstrong Powerhouse themselves are from somewhere on this route, given that it's always Cricklewood Depot that they show their stock off, isn't it? They've shown a lot of attention to this route, of course. It is absolutely brilliant. I just wish that they'd do the same, you know, for like East Coast Main Line South, for other routes such as Settle to Carlisle. It's so, like, compared to this, looking at all the scenery, Settling Carlisle really does need such an upgrade, doesn't it? And it'd be brilliant if they could do that. Fingers crossed one day, eh? Here we go. Make sure we don't drop the DSD. That's the last thing we want, isn't it? Powering along. Plenty of liveries to see, of course. First Capital Connect there. An 8-car 319. It still does feel weird that all of those have gone, you know, it makes me feel quite old. The 319s are just, you know, they used to be so prevalent, particularly on this section of line. Obviously lots of multiple units from that generation. The 321s, for example, where are they now? You just don't see them. Well, they've gone, haven't they? A lot of them, they've gone for scrap. 319s, 317s, they've gone. 315s, 313s, that sort of generation. And I know they were getting on, but it's just weird that, like, only 10 years ago they were everywhere, like literally everywhere. Makes you wonder, because they've had such a sort of heavy stock replacement, you know, with like the electric stuff. Are we going to still have flirts here in 30, 40 years time? You just don't know, do you? Class 700s, the fact that they've been in 10 years, wasn't it 2014 the first one of them came in? That just makes me feel old. The fact that Arriva Yorkshire are just scrapping an Enviro 400 MMC, that makes me feel old, I tell you. They're brand new buses, for goodness sake. I mean, I've always liked these. I like these 387s. I think at the moment, what are the 387s doing now? They're with Great Northern now, aren't they? So Thameslink Great Northern have kept them. I think, did they replace the 387s didn't replace 387s, what a silly thing to say. They replaced the 365s, didn't they, on like the Hertford, is it Hertford, yeah, Cambridge, that sort of stuff, Kings Lynn. Of course they've got the Brighton to Peterborough Thameslink services that are of course 700s as well. It's like anything that goes through that central corridor is a 700. It's the thing, isn't it, about being a very express service. Obviously we didn't even stop at Bedford. Yeah, we started on the move. Powering along. One thing that I'd really like to see, of course, we've had the announcement from Alan Thompson regarding the Voyager, the 220 and 221 Voyager, which is done with Imbue Studios. They brought us the absolutely stunning Class 185, of course, Imbue Studios. So yeah, when I heard that they were doing a Voyager, very excited, of course. That is going to be able to operate on many routes on this game. We're going to get hundreds of hours of driving, probably hundreds of hours of videos as well, so do brace yourselves on the Voyager. Now, yeah, of course I'd like to see a 180 enhancement pack. I think the 180, you know, it's a good looking train. I just wish that we'd have the 180 enhancement pack. I wish that would be a thing. I mean, when you can get the thing to work, 'cause it does love a temp dump crash, doesn't it, the 180? That's how I can always tell that Magic Toad, my dear friend, has placed it in a scenario. You know, I'll be doing something like driving a train, flying a plane, we'll all be on Discord having a chat, and you'll just say, oh, for God's sake. He'll be editing his train sim scenarios. Give the HST a wave, lovely. Just hear him, oh, for God's sake, or words to that effect. Can't tell you what he actually says, of course, because this is a family-friendly channel. But, yeah. That, followed by stomping around the house. Ooh, have you tried to place a 180 by any chance? Usually the answer is yes. But yeah, it would be really great to see. Of course, we've got Great Western that could operate it, Grand Central, Northern Rail, on the Blackpool lines, you know, Hull Trains. Yeah, it's a unit that you see quite a lot, sort of knocking about. Very prevalent on the East Coast Main Line, of course. A bit of step 3, let's make sure we slow down for the 100. just let the brakes ease off. We'll coast, see if we can get down to the 90. Another Capital Connect 319 here. And a white one. I don't know what the white one is on the left there. Oh, that's, oh, I think this might be Luton. That's 66 on the left there, yinging away in the sidings. This is one scenario that I've actually got the whole stock for. I've not had to delete anything from the stock list. Makes a nice change. I thought I owe it to Mr. Dreamliner, given he makes such brilliant scenarios, to actually go out and get all the stock. I mean, all I had to do pretty much, I mean, I had to part with £8 to do this scenario today, because of course I had to buy the Marseille to Avignon route, so that there's some scenery trains, because Mr. Dreamliner has decided that now he's going to populate London St Pancras. In previous scenarios he's left it empty, whereas now he's going to populate it with Eurostars, which is it is nice. You know, you can see that things are there. But yeah, what it did mean is I had to pay £8 of my money to go out and buy the Marseille route, and of course download a Eurostar add-on, some mods and things. But yeah, everything he's put in, I have got. I've got all the reskins, I've got everything. Honestly, I dread to think how much money I've spent on Train Simulator over these years. But hey, it's an addictive hobby. It's like Flight Simulator. You know, you do the flights, so you've got to buy the planes, but then you think, oh, the airports, the airports don't look very good, do they, the basic ones? So then you've got to go out and buy the airports, and you think, well, I can't just fly up and down between two airports. You know, you have to have a plethora of airports so you can keep going to. And before you know it, you spent thousands. Absolutely thousands. So simulating, I tell you, it's an expensive hobby. We moan about it, but would we change it? I couldn't be without my train simulators and my bus simulators and my flight simulators, and yeah, I mean, it's what keeps me going. To 105. Ready, Bob? Yeah, see, I wonder if once they've done the Voyager, if Imbu and Alan Thompson will do a Meridian as well, because they're very, very similar, aren't they? Just a facelifted version, pretty much. I know operationally there's quite a few differences. Right, I'm just going to coast, because I noticed that was at double yellow, so we'll just coast for now, because I have a feeling we might be catching something up. Go. Bit of double yellows there. So we'll put step 1 in. Hopefully we'll slow down in time. I mean, if we're following something that's doing 100 miles an hour, we should be fine. I'm aiming for about 70. You know, and we'll see how we get on. Yellows, right, okie dokie. Right, we're going uphill now. You can just see from the gradient on the hood down below, so I'll take the brakes off and we'll just coast. Meridian again there. Hello, another 5 car. The fact that there used to be 9 cars, I don't know why I find that weird. Oh, another Thames Link there, 8 car. Another double yellow, lovely. We'll just keep plodding, keep plodding. Have you ever noticed that the Thameslink livery on the 387s is literally the Southern livery? It's exactly the same as the Southern livery, but without the turquoisey green front ends. Did we not get an AWS that time? Weird. Yeah. Just I always think that when I see them, I'm like, that reminds me of something. But yeah, they're very much the 387 Thameslink livery. It's just the 377 Southern livery, but without the green bits at each end of the carriage. But yet they look like completely different liveries, don't they? I wonder why they never got the same livery that the 700s have got on them. Sort of the light blue doors. Like even now, Thameslink have still got the light blue doors on the 700s, but they're green on the 387s. Or why they didn't order the 700s with green doors, you know what I mean? It's just weird, isn't it, really? Because the 387s, it's not like they've ever been at Southern. I'm sure there's a reason, it just seems a bit of a sort of inconsistent branding. Particularly given that they operate with like Great Northern now. They also Great Northern on the side, don't they, the 387s with the white with the green doors. But then of course you've got the 717s? Is it 717s that I'm thinking of? Right, here we go, right, a bit more braking. Single yellow, so obviously next signal could be a red. Yeah, so even then the Class 717s have got light blue doors, haven't they? Like the 707s, you know what I mean? So it just seems a bit weird that they've not, like, why the green doors? Why do the new stuff not? And why have they not repainted them? Perhaps I'm thinking too much into it, you know what I mean? Maybe I am. Alright, here we go, a little bit more braking here. Red signal round the corner, potentially. Right, we've got a red there on the slows. And a red there on the fasts as well. Right, okie dokie, keep that braking in. Right, there we go. 15 mile an hour over the magnet. I don't know if that's a rule. I think it's 20 mile an hour over the magnet for Northern. I think it's 15 for TransPennine Express. I know different companies in their professional driver policies have different figures. But it's fine. We'll, as long as we're below 20, I think we're probably fine. I mean, so long as we stop, we'll probably be fine. Come on. Right, you should really stop a coach length from the signal, probably. Hey, you see, I don't know, some people say that and then others say not. Oh, for goodness sake, right, DRA off. Yeah, lovely, into forward, get it in gear. Off we go. Full steam ahead, come on. Let's be having you. I mean, that'll go to double yellow in a minute. Yeah, we just beat it before it went to double yellow. I bet the next signal will be more than double yellow by the time we get there. Especially if we're following a 387. I imagine we'll be near St Albans. And it'll be a unit that's stopped. Oh, are we slipping? That'll be a Thameslink unit that's stopped on the fast. And then we've just caught it up. Same we're due for 10:07 though, that's what it said in the morning, wasn't it? I know we're due there 10:05, so yeah, we might be a little bit late, goodness me. I'll have to try and get that ETA in the bottom left hand corner down. This next signal could be red. I'm assuming that it's, you know, I think it's a bit late to stop now, isn't it? I should really have been taking it, you know, playing it cautious. First Capital Connect, Class 377, beautiful. Not one of them, Not 2 of them, but 3 of them. 12-car service, wow. Branded for Thameslink, of course. So on a double yellow. So I imagine, as I say, that whatever it is that we're following, that'll have gone. Yeah, I should really have been going much slower. Because that signal, you know, we set off on a yellow, so the next signal could have been red. That was very unprofessional of me, really. Right, double yellows here. So whatever it is, at least it is getting a move on. Hey, there we go, back on greens. Go on, change to green. Whatever you are, get out my way. It must be weird, like, sort of being a train driver and seeing these yellow signals and sort of sitting here and having no idea what's going on in front. You know, you just don't know, do you? Until your train manager rings you up and says, "Hiya, just letting you know it's a Thameslink service that's running a bit late." If your train manager rings you up, you know what I mean? But if you're just sat here, because obviously train drivers, they have to have their mobile phones off in the cab, so unless the signaller tells you, which realistically the signaler's not going to ring you up to say there's a Thameslink 2 minutes late in front, are they? Little wave to the Thameslink there. First Capital Connect, Thameslink. I remember when it used to be First Capital Connect and they had the 365s. It was such a pretty train. I used to really like them. I was really sad when they got rid of them, you know. Right, we're probably catching whatever's in front here because obviously that can only do 100. Obviously if it's a 387 it'll be able to do 110. But if it's a 319, it can only do 100. So I'll ease off and do 100 until we start getting greens again. It is nice. I really like Mr. Dreamliner's scenarios in the sense of you get stuff to follow. You know, it's not. There's nothing worse, is there, when you're doing a scenario and it's just green, 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 green. Especially when you're on the intercity like this, you want something to just liven it up a little bit. Either station stops or, you know, a couple of little bit of perturbation, of course, with the yellow signals. It just, you know, it makes it more interesting and it makes it more believably real, of course. Because let's not forget, you know, real life. It's not a simulation. You know, there's lots of sort of interesting things that happen. You know, there's lots of things that keep the railway interesting. There's always something that's a couple of minutes late, you know, due to either leaf fall, or there might be a trespasser, or the doors might have to be re-released for X, Y, and Z at a station. You know, there's always something. Just coast for the time being. Still double yellows. I guess even before I could see it with double yellow, I could see that's yellow in the distance there. It's got a bit foggy, hasn't it? So, yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I can just coast and we don't have to actually brake. Another double yellow. Another double yellow, that's fine. So I mean, 80 is just a happy speed then, isn't it? We'll just keep plodding along. Don't get me wrong, we'd all rather be doing 100, wouldn't we? Or 110 through here. Now, these black overhead wires ahead there, just up above. I wonder if they'll go grey, because they sometimes do through here. They randomly go light grey. They seem to be doing well at staying black at the minute. That'll do. Yeah, randomly they'll go grey, and it'll be like they're painted in luminous paint. It's like, whoa, a bit much. Whoa. Still double yellows. We must be coming round to Cricklewood any time now. 11 miles from London. I mean, to be fair, like I say, I don't know the route. I sort of know patches of it. Like, obviously, I know when I'm at Luton Airport Parkway and Luton, and obviously Bedford, it's got that station on the corner with the siding. So I'm slowly learning it, but yeah, I don't really drive it often enough to really know it. That's why I have the hood. I mean, flipping heck, I couldn't drive it like this. Good lord. More double yellows. When you think, like, you can see the other signal from here, that other train's not actually that far in front, is it, really? Like, realistically, it's just not. We're getting later into London. Look, you can see the time going up. 10:08 estimated. Now we're going to be 3 minutes late. All these businessmen, women and children. All the business children on board, they're all going to be furious, aren't they? Late for their morning meetings. Because of course this is 2015. There was no Zoom here. People used to have to actually go into the office. You know, it'd be first class would be full of people all working away. I don't know. Maybe if it gets in at 10:08 in the morning, well, perhaps you don't know, do you? Right, keep plodding. How long is it now since we've accelerated? I'm not being funny, but that train in front, we thought it were doing 100. We're just plodding. It seems to be getting slower. Because we're still on double yellows. We're not getting greens, are we? Still double yellow. Ooh, I like this bit. It's where they branch apart and one route goes up, one route goes down, and they all go round and round. I like it. It's like a high-speed affair, and there's a freight line involved somewhere. Flipping neck. Thameslink, get off the fast lines, for goodness sake. You're slowing up these HSTs. I'm pretty sure that signal just went to green, but I'm not going to floor it just in case it didn't. I'll keep chugging away. Now there's a green. Oh, we've got the signal. Please tell me that red's not ours, because the banner repeater says that we're all right. There we go. Oh, we've got a green. Got the nice, the ding of contentment. That's what we'll call it. The ding of contentment. Nice AWS ping. Right, we'll try and floor it. Try and get back up to line speed now. Although this is it, you know, I say, oh, thank God for that, like I've not been enjoying myself. I think it's fantastic when you've got a bit of, you know, you're actually having to think rather than just sit there staring out the front. There's the gravity-defying bridge, of course. I've still absolutely no idea how that thing stays in the air. I never will. Cricklewood Depot, HSTs galore. That's not a sight you see anymore. Of course, you've got the 810 something or others, whatever you call them. I don't know why I'm having a mental block with that. do they call them now? They're not Everos, are they? Because the Everos are the Avanti ones. Auroras? Yeah, it is the Aurora, isn't it? The Class 810 Aurora. Yeah, that's how they're branded. Of course, they're the IETs, the Intercity Express trains, with the funny looking front ends, because if you look at the normal 800, 801, 802s, etc., the noses would be too long. They wouldn't be able to fit a 10 car in St Pancras, apparently. That's why they've got the funny front ends. Slightly redesigned for East Midlands. I'm sure East Midlands came out with something along the lines of, oh, we wanted our own design, but yeah, it's because it won't fit at St Pancras as a 10 car. Because of course their 5 car sets are going to be running 5, and then doubling them up to 10 cars. See, I was going to say, I wonder if we'll get the opportunity to overtake whatever we've been following, but I don't think we will we? Go. Come on, stop. Flipping heck, don't drop the AWS now, Joe. Oh, same again. Right, there we go. Right, we'll have a little bit of braking. Just because, obviously, we're slowing down. We're approaching London, of course. That's why all these tunnels are here. It makes me laugh that, like, St Pancras was such a grand station. You know, and it still is. It's a very, very grand station, of course. There we go. We'll ease off a little bit. Because we've got the greens again. So I think whatever it is we've been following's gone over now. Because look, green in front. But yeah, St Pancras is such a grand station. But then this sort of Midland Main Line doesn't seem busy enough to handle all the trains out of St Pancras. You know, obviously most of it's oh, grey wires above. You see, I told you they went grey. And then back to black. Right, Amy Winehouse, calm down. But yeah, you know, like St Pancras, most of it now is for the Channel Tunnel, but it's still a grand station with the grand canopies, and you think at one time all of that will have been for the Midland Main Line, but there doesn't seem busy enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the history of it, but yeah, it just seems a bit. The station at London was ridiculously big in comparison to the lines that operated out of it. Oh, hang on, we're speeding. There's a line above there. I don't know, is that the North London line maybe? 387's running across there. Southern class 319. Obviously it's a Thameslink one, isn't it? Southern don't operate so far north. Well, they operate to Milton Keynes, of course, but nope. Meridi Bob, give him a wave. Hello, colleague. And you think at the time, East Midlands, very, very similar to cross country, really, weren't they? You know, like in terms of they had the Meridians and the HSTs, and cross country had the Voyagers and the HSTs. Obviously, I know they don't anymore, do they? But yeah, it's very, very similar in terms of their operation. Has to be said, out of the two, out of cross country and East Midlands, I do much prefer the Voyagers. I know, they're not particularly popular, are they, amongst train enthusiasts? But yeah, I really like the Voyagers. I just think they're such a good looking train. Oh, flipping heck, I thought it'd crash for a second. Just having a moment. Oh, look, a Javelin. A Southeastern. I still find it weird that Southeastern run trains into St Pancras down HS1. Like, they should be on the south of the Thames, shouldn't they? Not the north of the Thames. Right, here we go. One singular yellow, which should see us into the platform. Platform 4 we're going into today. Right, keep an eye out the left-hand side of the cab window for Eurostars, because I tell you now, £8 I had to part with. Can you tell that you can tell I'm a Yorkshireman, can't you? Short arms and deep pockets. Having to part with money, good lord. So yeah, make sure you look out this window here on the left and look at those Eurostars. Paid a lot of money for them, so yeah, have a look at them. Make sure you get your money's worth. Hang on, change around, there we go. Oh, hang on, DVD's going. There you go, look, there's a Eurostar, there's another one over there, look. Plenty of stuff here, look at that, isn't that nice? Well worth it, £8 for about 30 seconds worth of entertainment. No, I do go on and on, don't I? Oh, flipping heck, we're speeding. I forgot it's downhill. Yeah, I do go on and on about it, but it is really, really nice that Mr. Dreamline has done that, because it just, you know, there's always trains there at St Pancras, isn't there, on the left-hand side. So it's nice to have, you know, trains there. It is nice. It's lovely. It's nice to make it look a little bit busier. You know, I love how we've got the fence there to stop people getting over into international territories. It does sort of strike me as sort of a little bit, you know, unless it's an electric fence. It doesn't seem that much, does it? Like as a border fence. People could just climb over. Oh, hang on, there we go. Right, okie dokie. Well, that is where we're going to leave it for today, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed today's episode of Train Simulator Classic. If you have, please do click the like button. It's always appreciated. And if you haven't already, do make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. Besides that, as I say, thank you so much to each and every single one of you for watching. Hopefully, I shall see you all next time. Cheerio, everybody! Goodbye for now.